Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Peak Design mobile wallet stand. And Peak Design is well known for making really high quality bags and other kind of camera specific gear. Not too long ago, they came out with a whole suite of accessories more focused on mobile, so a series of mounts and cases for your devices so that you could easily attach them and pair them in a variety of ways. I hadn't really taken too much interest, as typically with my iPhone, I don't use a case. I haven't really experimented too much with MagSafe compatible accessories, but recently I saw this particular accessory on Amazon as I was browsing, and as I dug in a little bit more, I was intrigued by the functionality that it seemed to offer and the size in particular. And it really stood out to me as something that might work very well as a travel wallet. It seemed to kind of address some of the issues with other travel wallets and MagSafe accessories that I'd used in the past. I was excited to pick it up. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I just wanted to share what it's been like to use it. I'll walk through the features that it has, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other wallets that I've used in the past. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, this definitely feels like a Peak Design product. You have the Peak Design logo here on the front. Very sort of minimalist, modern, and sleek design. This is a heathered gray type color, so not quite black, but a fairly dark, just kind of modern look that I think matches up well with the other items that I typically have as part of my EDC. As far as the materials, this is made out of a recycled nylon canvas, which feels really rugged and seems to keep the weight on this down to a pretty reasonable degree. This is a little bit heavier than other wallets just due to the fact that it is MagSafe compatible and it has the built-in stand. So it comes in at about 2.65 ounces. And when I hold it in my hand against some of the other wallets, you can definitely feel a noticeable difference, but it's not super heavy by any means and totally worth the trade-off, in my opinion, for the benefits that it offers. As far as the form factor, it is very, very slim. It comes in at a thickness of 8.5 millimeters, which again is just super impressive considering that this includes a stand inside of this wallet. So it's able to be pretty slim compared to some of the other wallets that I typically like to use. One of the ones that I use the most is the Bellroy card sleeve, and you can see that this is currently empty, but if I were to fill this up, the thickness would actually be the same, only this one doesn't have a mobile stand. So that's something that I thought was interesting. It's also a similar footprint, so it's something that fits into pretty much any pocket, front or back, really easily. Here it is compared to the Ridge wallet, which is another one that I use fairly regularly, so it's slightly bigger than that. But again, the thickness is not super different. Maybe this is a little bit thicker, but very similar form factor there. The last one I'll showcase here, just to do some size comparisons, is the Air card holder, which I featured a little while back. This one is substantially bigger. That's probably the only criticism I have against this wallet. You can see it's almost comically larger. For travel, I'm willing to kind of accept that for the trade-offs that this has, and that's why this has been such a kind of marvel, as just the smaller size while still offering some of that additional functionality. And then moving into the wallet portion itself, one of my favorite things about this is that it has this magnetic flap that comes over where your cards are and keeps them inside securely. This has been one of my main issues with the Bellroy card sleeve, which is one that I use most regularly. I've taken it on many trips, but I realized that when I flip this upside down, which I don't do intentionally or regularly, but just sometimes putting it in and out of my pockets, I noticed that the cards can sometimes tend to slip out, particularly if I'm not carrying as many, and that's not something that I have to worry about because of this magnetic flap. You can see that it's pretty secure on there. I have to get my fingers underneath to be able to release it. It snaps shut whenever I'm not using it, so I really like the peace of mind that that offers. Another benefit of this magnetic tab is that it also helps you bring up the cards when you want to grab them. So this is a pull tab which brings up all the cards, and on the inside here you can fit up to 7 cards. I think I currently have 4, so there's definitely some leftover space, and you can easily fan and grab whatever you need. It hasn't been an inconvenience to me to find the cards that I need to get to. I just kind of have some random cards in here, not my actual credit cards or anything like that, but I can grab whatever I need, whether it's front or back, and then when I push it back down, it brings the flap, goes in securely. So really simple operation, easy to get to what I need. I'll probably leave the card that I use most frequently on the front, but it's not hard. You can see the cards all slide in comfortably, which is different than some of the other MagSafe specific wallets that I've looked at in the past. And so just really simple. Probably the only con maybe for some people is that it is just one compartment, although it can hold 7 cards, which would probably cover most situations, especially if you're a little more minimal in what you carry. It doesn't have any additional compartments. It doesn't have a quick access slot for your ID or a transit card or anything like that. But for me, particularly while traveling, for what I normally have with me, that is plenty of space. And again, just really love the ease and the security provided by the flap. Moving into some of the bonus features that aren't necessarily included in a lot of other wallets. First up, this is MagSafe compatible. They have a different name for it on Peak Design's site, but it essentially does the same thing. Via magnets, it's able to attach to the back of my iPhone 13. It's got a pretty sturdy hold. And then, you can combine it as one package. I know some people like to have the wallet attached to their phone so they can put it in and out of their pockets. They don't have to worry about having 2 separate things. And it works well in that regard. It does add a little bit of bulk, of course, to your phone as any, similar wallet would. I typically keep them separate because I like having my wallet easily accessible. I also don't like the bulge that it might cause if I put it together with my phone. But it's still nice that that's a feature that's included, especially considering Apple sells their wallets for about the same price, and it is probably a similar size. It's not able to hold as many cards. It's hard to get your cards in and out. And I just think that this is a more versatile option that still offers that functionality, but you can choose not to use it if you don't find value. And then of course, my favorite feature of this wallet, especially considering I'm calling it a travel wallet, so when I'm on an airplane or in the airport at a restaurant, is the fact that it has this built-in stand. It has a really robust feeling sort of hinge mechanism here. So it doesn't feel like this is gonna get loose over time. It really feels like a strong hold. So whatever position you place this in, it feels like it's gonna hold fine. It's not gonna fall over. And you can adjust it to a variety of angles depending on what you wanna do with it. You can hold your phone in vertical or horizontal orientation. So if you're just gonna be reading a Kindle book maybe, or you're on a FaceTime call, you can place it down in portrait mode. And then, if you wanna watch some Netflix or something while you're on a flight, you can put it horizontally. It's gonna hold it in place either way. And then when you're done with it, you can collapse the stand and throw it back in your pocket or on the back of the phone. So just fantastic implementation here, really interesting design. And if you're looking for a versatile MagSafe compatible wallet that's going to give you plenty of space and some nice bonuses for travel and your everyday, this is going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Peak Design mobile wallet stand over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site or Amazon for about $60, which to me is surprisingly reasonable considering the build quality and features that this has to offer, and it also compares very well to other similar items in this price range. And so as far as wallets, I've done a few different sort of roundup videos on the channel in the past as far as the many different wallets that I've tried out. I did one a little bit more focused on minimalist and slimmer wallets, and then just a broader one where I covered a ton of different wallets. I'll make sure to link to both of those in the description below. Thinking about those videos and the wallets that I've used most recently, the ones that stand out to me are something like the Bellroy card sleeve, which I showed a little bit during the video. That one is not as great for travel as mentioned, just due to the fact that some of the cards can tend to slip out, so there's always a little bit of concern, but it's got a nice leather aesthetic, minimalist, very slim. I really love the organizational layout that it has, and I've used it and it's held up well. So if it's not necessarily travel specific, then that's gonna be a good option to consider. I also really love the Nomadic wallet. I've used that for many years. I really love its system of pull tabs to be able to access all of your cards easily. And then I'm a big fan of the Ridge wallet. I really love the durability and rigidity of those wallets, as it feels like my cards are gonna be very well protected, particularly my Tesla key. I am always worried it's gonna be bendy or anything like that. So the Ridge just gives me that extra little bit of peace of mind. Super minimalist, well built, and another great option to consider if you're not looking for something that has the level of access that this has, or some of the bonuses such as the little stand. But regardless, this is gonna hold up very well against all those options. And if you are looking for a really versatile and slim wallet, it's gonna give you a stand and it's gonna be MagSafe compatible, this is really gonna be one of the best options that you can check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Peak Design mobile wallet stand and how it compares to some of the other great minimalist wallets that we've looked at on the channel in the past. If there are any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.